We all gotta admit that the technology behind Apple's Vision Pro is really impressive. It is a game changer, no doubt. I really might want to have one regardless of the price, but the very big turn-off for this device is the battery life. The concept of mixed reality isn't known, as Microsoft some time ago used it as a main point of branding around things like the HoloLens and their odd range of VR headsets. Even Sony will be providing black and white mixed reality in the PSVR 2, which will allow people to actually operate in the real world with the headset still glued to their heads. You see, the Vision Pro has similar design to the other VR headsets, with a front panel that covers your eyes and an elastic strap. One change from the norm is that it has an outer display to show the wearer's eyes. It has a large face panel that covers your eyes and is secured to your head with a strap made from elastic fabric, plastic and padding. For me, I really like it because it will be much comfortable, and since it's much lighter in weight, it's the best. The biggest difference VR you will notice is that the Vision Pro doesn't have a battery. Instead, it relies on an external battery pack. This is a sort of an evolution of the HTC Vive XR Elite design, which allowed the headset to go from being a headset with a battery in its strap to a batteryless pair of glasses that actually relies on external power. Again, this was done for the headset to be much lighter and also be much comfortable for long hour use. This battery pack will provide roughly 2 hours of use on a full charge according to Apple. It is small enough to fit in the wearer's pocket. During the reveal, Apple showed a Vision Pro user watching the new Avatar movie, which is even more than 3 hours on a 2-hour battery life device. Apple for you. The Vision Pro has crisp 4K micro OLED display per eye that actually offer roughly 23 million pixels each. When a Vision Pro wearer is using AR features and can see the real world, nearby people can see their eyes through the headset from the front panel. Well, for the specs, some would say that the Vision Pro will be using dual chipsets to power its experiences. One is an M2 chip, the same power you will find in an Apple iPad Pro, the 2022 version, and some of the best MacBooks and Macs. This powerful processor will handle the apps and the software that you'll be running on the Vision Pro. Meanwhile, with the R1 chipset will deal with the mixed reality side of things, processing the immersive elements of the Vision Pro that actually turn it from a glorified wearable Mac display to an immersive spatial computer. With the power of the M2 chip, Apple's headset should be able to run most of the Mac apps natively. The Vision Pro relies solely on tracking your hand and eye movements, as well as voice inputs to control its apps and experiences. It will pick up these inputs using its array of 12 cameras, 5 sensors and 6 microphones. You don't see a floating cursor where your eyes are, nor do you see a laser pointing shooting out your hand or something. You just look at the things where you want to press and then do a quick pinch. Well, on the paper, you might think this sounds shoddy, but remember, this is Apple. They've tested and refined this system many ways. Apple Vision Pro has a wheel called the digital crown to actually zoom in and zoom out within the mixed reality. Also, you will be able to connect your Vision Pro headset to a Mac via Bluetooth. When using this feature, you will be able to access Mac apps and see your screen on a large immersive display, and it will sit alongside other Vision Pro apps you're using. Apple says this setup will help you be more productive than you've ever been. So now let's talk about the display and its gaming experience. You know, Apple made it clear that this wouldn't be a gaming-made device, and even barely showed the footage playing games on Vision Pro through the PS5. Although you'll be able to play over 100 Apple Arcade titles on a virtual screen like your own private movie theater. On its official website, Apple postulates that the spatial computing enables new types of games with titles that cover a whole spectrum of immersion and can transport gamers to entirely new worlds. However, nothing of this has been seen in practice. Instead, the company showed only the ability to consume traditional games from its Apple Arcade subscription service on a large virtual screen. Also, with this, you won't be able to fully immerse in the game like the other VR headsets. It rather displays something like a virtual screen that you can play on. Me personally, when I saw the Vision Pro, I really thought this could hold a full VR games. But when Apple mentioned that it is a full machine on its own with 2-hour battery life, I immediately switched my thoughts and said, oh no, why this? Because not to forget that the Meta Quest doesn't last more than 2 hours also. But since the Vision Pro is a massive game changer, I was expecting more from Apple. But to be honest, apart from it not being fully a gaming headset, it does most of the things amazingly well. The quick switching to your Mac Pro, iPhones and other Apple devices while on the headset is pretty amazing. Samsung had this similar feature with their Galaxy Book Ultra. And also with the Vision Pro, you will be able to see people outside the headsets through the headsets, and they can also see your eyes. So it's like a sort of a two-way portal. There's a screen outside the device, and the camera inside the Vision Pro actually track your eyes and give a real-time display on the Vision Pro outside the camera. And the cameras outside also sends a real-time image back to your eye inside the headset. With the Meta Quest Pro, Meta's scope was to provide high-quality video back into the headset while combining it with augmented reality technology they've developed over the years. A common idea that is continuously brought up is to eliminate the traditional hardwares. So like the PC monitors, mice, and the keyboard can all be simulated with this mixed reality. The various sensors on the Meta Quest will provide you with intuitive ways to interact with your PC or even the built-in headset operating system. Meanwhile, the camera is allowing you to see these projected onto the wall, desk, or even a Hoover. But the Vision Pro does this better. Taking the Oculus Quest 2, it is the world's first all-in-one gaming and entertainment system for virtual reality. This is a standalone VR headset that provides the best of both worlds, the immersion of a high-end VR system and the portability and convenience of a mobile headset. Although the Oculus Quest 2 has a medium field of view of 97 degrees as compared to the Apple's Vision Pro, which is almost endless, the Oculus Quest 2 does pretty well, providing enough immersion gameplay and user experience to be enjoyable while being accessible to casual users with room scale tracking, 360 degrees controller rotation, and a 72Hz refresh rate. This headset can last more than 2 hours all the way up to 3 hours as compared to the new Vision Pro, of which is only 2 hours, or probably less. This headset's price starts at $199, whilst the Vision Pro is a whopping $3,500. This is more than 17 times the price of Oculus Quest 2. Well, I would say unless you want to be Tony Stark playing around with technology in the mixed reality, then you have to pay the price. But if you are going for a casual use just to experience virtual reality or mixed reality, then the Meta Quest 2 Pro or the Oculus Quest is good for you. But you know, the Meta Quest Pro 2 starts at a price of $1,500, which is like the 2 times the price of the Vision Pro, but 7 times the price of Oculus Quest 2. Well, in total overall, if you want to experience gaming in virtual reality, well, the Vision Pro is definitely not a good option. And the Vision Pro is more of running and managing apps like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, and reading mails, news, and watching cinematic videos. But if you want to experience more of intense virtual reality gaming, then the Oculus Quest 2, PlayStation VR 2, and the Meta Quest Pro is pretty a better choice.